Our next speaker is Siobhain McDonagh MP. Siobhain is the local MP for Baitul Futuh, where tonight's event is being hosted. She started her political career as a Labour councillor for Morden Council in Collier's Wood. She has served on several House of Commons select committees and is a close friend of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community. Siobhain McDonagh MP.
Thank you for those kind words of introduction, and I can say it's an honour to be invited back to your peace seminar this year. I've often heard the saying that Islam is not just a religion, it's a way of life. Its purpose is not simply to encourage individuals to believe in the divine, but to provide a framework through which they can lead their lives. And indeed, when you come and look at some of the traditions and teaching of Islam, it is laudable how the religion not only focuses on equality, altruism, social justice and individual responsibility, but it positively commends such behaviour. And this is what I want to talk about briefly today, because I have said it before and I passionately believe it, that it is not good enough to talk about these important values and duties unless we practice them as well. Truth and justice are at the core of Islamic values, and I would like to think that those values are implicit in the British Constitution as well. As a country, we have continuously strived to bring about greater equality and social justice between people from different backgrounds. And these are reflected in some of the equality legislation that exists today: the Sex Discrimination Act, the Race Relations Act, the Employment Equality Act, and the Disability Discrimination Act. But sometimes we've got sidetracked and we fail to live up to our own expectations and ideals. There is, of course, no excuse. The right to equal and fair treatment is found both in your faith and in the British Constitution. And in practice, that must mean, for example, opening up employment opportunities. And yes, that includes politics, to the ideas and talents of British Muslims. And of course, it must also mean that Britain must demonstrate its commitment to fundamental human rights and to treating Muslims equally and with respect. But just as we talk about rights, we need to talk about our responsibilities to each other and to society as well. And that means thinking about civic responsibility and being an active and respectful member of a community. Just as we expect the government to maintain order and social justice in this country, so we must also contribute by helping to keep communities and neighbourhoods in order ourselves. I think we can all agree that your community have provided an exemplary example in this area. You have demonstrated a strong commitment to social justice, and you have committed yourselves, both in terms of time and money, to being part of your local community. It truly is an honour to witness your loyalty and commitment to justice and fair play, both in your faith and in practice here in Britain. Thank you once again for inviting me back, and thank you for taking the time to listen.